another level, and you're using your experience to save souls. So let me introduce to you very quickly Pastor Ron Christian.
God bless you, Leslie.
How are you?
It's blessed to be here.
I'm so glad that you came here to tell a little bit of your testimony. That's what this highlight show is all about. We're talking to pastors that the world may not know, like yourself, but you're doing marvelous things and wonderful works, and you're saving souls.
Praise God.
You're bringing people off the street,
Praise God.
and you're not afraid to roll up your sleeves. Now, one thing that I do want to make mention of is the fact that you have on jeans.
Right, that's what I preach in.
You preach in jeans?
I preach in jeans and a shirt.
All the time?
Right, well, the Bible says man looks at the outside, but God looks at the heart. So I don't think it's important to try to impress anyone, but just to love people and show them the love of Christ. And no matter what you wear, if the love is there, then they'll be drawn to love.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about some of the things that you went through. You grew up in the church, yes?
In the church. Father's a pastor, my mother's an educator. Church all my life. Probably before I was born, my mother was carrying me in her belly inside of a church. So I've been in church all my life. You've
been in church all your life, but there was a time in growing up where you kind of went another way. Talk about that.
Not another way, a distant left way.
Just a totally off-center.
Right.
Talk to me about that.
Yeah. Well, I was working in law enforcement. This is in the 90s, early 90s, and also I was teaching at one of the community colleges. And then I just started getting high. Heroin, cocaine, drugs, prison.
Stop right there. What prompted that? I mean, was there anything that made you start getting high? I mean, did somebody pass away? What happened?
I don't think the enemy needs a reason to cause us to give us different instruments to fall into. I think that sometimes we become weak and we fall into the devices of the enemy. And that happens not just to preachers' kids, but it happens to a lot of people in the church. But there's a way back.
Okay. So you were in college, you were doing your thing.
Right. No, after college.
College.
I was then working for the Department of Corrections, and I was teaching at a community college, and just a sense of arrogance, a sense of pride, a sense of, I thought it was more about me than about God. I thought I could hang out with certain people and get my pass and get away. But the moment that I took glory away from God, I think God stepped away from me, and I fell into the pig pen.
People that looked up to you, they now look down on you.
Right.
You ran into them at some point? Were you embarrassed?
Well, even people that I used to supervise or people that I employed.